Welcome to the Leadership Lens, where we look beyond the symptoms to see what's actually driving the work. All right, so this week we need to talk about something that's a sensitive topic, but we have to talk about it because it's something that is stealing your time and stalling your school's progress. And we've all been there, so hey, it's no judgment here, but we have to talk about those classroom walkthroughs, those quick walkthrough observations that we conduct. Yeah, we've got to talk about that. What's the first thing you check? The learning objective. Is the learning objective posted? Is it also visible for students? Oh, do we hear student conversations? Okay, students are talking, yes. And we quickly check out the seating arrangements. Are the desks arranged the way we've required in this building? Whether that's in quads, so students can collaborate quickly, or in pairs, where we want them to be able to turn and pair share. We look for those things, those quickly visible things. And we're capturing our notes. And by the time we walk out of that room, we're feeling like we have really done instructional leadership work. Here's the uncomfortable push for you. We really haven't. That's what I call the wallpaper trap. Here's the truth of it. You can have a teacher who has checked every compliance box. Every box is checked, but zero grade level learning is occurring in that classroom. Leaders, when we focus our feedback on the wallpaper, the easy to see compliance items, we aren't coaching or providing feedback on the instruction. We are auditing. And when we do that, we train our teachers to perform for us instead of doing what really matters, and that's teaching for the students. So what happens there? We end up creating a high friction in our system because our teachers are exhausted just from chasing that compliance, from making sure they have all those boxes checked. And then you're exhausted from monitoring the compliance all day. But worst of all, the needle on student growth never moves. The friction that we have here when that happens is what I call the clarity gap. Because as leaders, we think we're giving clear feedback about instruction, but what the teacher is receiving is feedback about compliance. And when that happens, we are fixing the room, not coaching or providing the feedback on the teaching. If this is something that resonates with you, then here's a micro move. Now remember, micro moves are small, intentional shifts that you can implement immediately because they're designed to help you reclaim your leadership so that you can build a system that holds. Here's the micro move. Look to the learner. In your next 3 walkthroughs, ignore the board and look at just one thing. What's the work of the students? What are they actually producing right now? In other words, does the task in front of the students match the rigor of the standard? So before you go into that classroom, revisit that teacher's lesson plan. See what the standard is for the day so that you understand what the rigor of that standard requires before you enter that class. And if you do that, it will help you resist the urge to look for those compliance things we typically like to look for because it's easy to check. Here is how this works. Let's say, for example, a standard asks the students or requires that the students analyze. If you see the work on the student's desk is having them to define or identify or summarize, then they're not doing the work of the standard. And when you see that, that is where you place your feedback. Not about what's written on the board. Your feedback is around the work and its alignment to the rigor of the standard. Now, this one shift, resisting the urge to move your eyes to the board and instead focusing on the student's task, that's a high leverage move that will change everything. Let's stop auditing the room and start coaching the thinking. It's micro move time. I'm Jay Longino, and as the work continues, let's learn and grow together.